Hello, everybody. It's another 10-minute eye test, and we yeah, we have to do this. We weren't sure. We've been deliberating over which project to choose this week, and there has been no juicy AI launches that we know of. So we decided to choose another gaming project that's been, mildly hyped up. And let's take it away to Crypto Rank and see what we have in store for us this week.
All right. So you go to CryptoRank. This is a platform we use often. But upcoming IDOs, we saw this one here, Magical Blocks IDO from the 14th, which is in just a couple days, to the 24th. And what we noticed here is a staggering $3.25 million publicly doxed raise, and that's before
Wow.
any sort of early stage VC. So that's a massive amount. And
Jeez.
also a massive amount for the initial cap. Like, this is not a micro cap, so that's interesting.
How many launch pads do they have? Does it say?
Um, let's see. It doesn't say what launch pads, but there is some information about the release, the roadmap, the economy, partners, etc. So, if you want, let's go ahead and dive in. But first, we'll see right here. MBLK is the ticker, a
Hmm.
proprietary in-game token developed with a focus on decentralizing value transfer for all participants in the open world gaming environment. Okay, so it sounds like a gaming studio. It sounds like a token that's tied to a game environment or development or metaverse. So yeah, that's interesting.
So that's all we know about it so far. All right.
Okay.
In the past, we've been notoriously bad at sticking to our 10-minute time frame. So we're going to start adding a ticker somewhere here, here, one of those places. And we're going to see how much DD we can do in the next 10 minutes. So whenever you're ready, we can signal to our producer to add the clock in and we can get started.
All right. And so let's start right now. Okay, go for it, man. What do you see?
All right. Get in early on the MBLK pre-sale. That's a lot to unpackage already. I don't even know what their launch strategy is. Buy now. That buy button is not even clickable.
No, it's not. And I'm wondering,
So,
it's kind of strange that the first thing you see on the page is buy this asset. So, no information really on what this is, a lot of information on how you can buy this. So, already that's bringing a little bit of speculation into it. So, maybe we're going to look for a little bit more language that's related to the token sale, possibly utility, maybe even if we're lucky, some promises on returns.
so this is the in-game currency for Legends of Bezogia, and it offers players and investors a unique opportunity to be part of the future of gaming and blockchain technology. That means pretty much nothing to me. Like that might be AI generated. I'm not sure. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that. And the little gummy bear guys, kind of creeping me out. So let's scroll down.
I think they'd be cuter without the eyebrows, to be honest.
The menacing eyes, I think. All right.
Okay, so for partners, we've got BNB Chain, Polygon. So I'm assuming it's an asset that's going to be launched multi-chain. Chainlink, possibly using that for a Data Oracle, Chronos, Chainplay, CoinMerge. It looks like they got some pretty decent partners, maybe for like fiat on-ramp ecosystem partners. They've got MEXC Global is an exchange, I believe, like a tier two maybe. So it might be a partner they plan on launching on an exchange with an IEO. Media, Bloomberg, Bazinga, Cointelegraph, Yahoo Finance. What do you think of this one?
I've never heard of Cheddar News, but I'm glad to see it on there. I don't know. I've had some discussions about this recently, but we don't have enough time to dive into it. But all I will say is that I think you can pay your way onto any media platform. So I don't put a whole lot of stock into, media features, especially when you can pay to be featured on them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, here we go. Discover more about MBLK. Press play. You ready?
I think we got to press play. Yeah.
I don't know if we should pause. Oh, it's only a minute.
Magical blocks unlock the full utility in Legends of Bezogia. This is not your typical blockchain
That
gaming
looks pretty
concept.
cool.
Instead, this is an open beta project
Yeah.
nearly 2 years in the making. MBLK allows users to experience the first cross-compatible
Mobile
blockchain game
and
between
desktop.
PC and mobile devices with many benefits to our token holders.
I like
Users
the
will be
graphics
able to mint
and that big
new
pot of green
in-game
stuff.
items, summon new NFT characters, and explore 8 minigames in order to compete for MBLK prize pools before the launch
This gives
of
me
our
Mario
MMO
vibes.
RPG. More experienced investors will be able to stake their MBLK and yield farm between ETH, BNB, and Kronos
Here we
pairs.
go.
Join the MBLK revolution today through our official IDO and see why Legends of Bezogia is the next best blockchain gaming project.
Wow.
Oh man, hard
Are they
selling the token.
are they running their own IDO? It looks like it, right?
They didn't mention any launch partners outside of the exchange. So maybe they're going with a joint self custody token launch, which may be this link up here and
Yeah.
also the IEO. So it might be possible to buy this. This might be activated when the IDO starts on the 14th.
Okay.
That's a bold move.
Uh, yeah, I think
It's an
that's why
interesting strategy.
it's a 10-day window, the 14th to the 24th, and then maybe they list after that.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, so there's a lot to unpackage there. The graphics did look nice. Like it looks like a nice game. They actually have a product with gameplay footage available. I'm not sure about the prize pools and the play to earn aspect and the staking. I mean, that kind of feels like a separate product to the actual gaming experience, and I'm not sure what that has to do with the game, but who knows?
It seems like they're heavily marketing this towards retail investors. Like they're talking about the IDO, they're talking about the token, they're talking about seasoned investors. They've got DeFi aspects like staking and yield, which is never a good idea to market for a GameFi project because you know exactly the type of investors or players or users that you're going to get. You're going to get people that are coming into the platform to try and get some sort of gain out of it. Maybe they don't even really care about the game itself, but yeah, that doesn't take away from the fact that I think the graphics look pretty good. And check it out. They might even be launching on PS5 and PS4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other games. I don't get that claim in the video that they're the first multi-platform game. I'm sure there's others out there, but nonetheless, it's impressive that they are building on multiple platforms like gaming, mobile, and PS5 by the look of it.
They understand definitely how to market in the crypto space and especially like the hype space. I mean, they've got referral programs. They're using their token to distribute to any contributors. So obviously, that's like crowdsourcing marketing to some extent. That's always a good idea if you're trying to go for a lot of action at price launch.
Yeah, how to buy beta
Okay, so here
users.
we go. Here's a little bit of information about the token. It's more than just an in game currency, it's a way to invest in the future of gaming and blockchain tech. By buying, you're not only gaining access to the exciting world of Legends of Bezogia, this name is wonderful, but also becoming part of the community that is shaping the future of the gaming industry. So that sounds like they're kind of maybe creating a DAO type of structure where people will be able to contribute ideas or maybe vote on certain decisions that's going to develop out this ecosystem. I just don't
Yeah,
know how they plan on shaping the future of the gaming industry with their one game.
not to mention, it's just such a lofty, bold promise that I don't take seriously, especially after reading that second paragraph right there. Those utilities, I mean, if staking is your main utility and changing up the decentralized finance game, like I don't know what that means. I don't know what that has to do with the game with colorful teddy bear gummy bears.
Yeah, not a lot of info on the actual game itself, except explore an open world and earn some tokens.
I
Do you want to
mean,
dive into the white paper?
we've seen this before too. In-game purchases, like there, there's no need to have your own token for that. You can use stable coins. You could use any currency for that. So kind of a weak
Yeah.
utility. And you got to keep that in mind as an investor, especially in a gaming economy, because you're not buying equity in this game or how it's managed. You're buying a utility token that powers this in-game economy.
Yeah, that's an
Uh,
interesting point. Like we talk about prime in Arcanum, we talk about primary utilities, which are essential to the function of protocol, secondary utilities, which add to the user experience, and then tertiary utilities, which sometimes they propose barriers and may hinder the user experience. I think using a token for a payment barrier in a game like this and not a lot of clarity on anything else, not a good look, really.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what they're gonna. I'm sure they're implementing or incorporating NFTs in some way. So I'm not sure what that means here, or if those in-game assets are purchased with their token. Obviously, an MMORPG should have NFTs. That's like kind of the main use case for a Web3
Mm.
MMORPG. All right,
Let's
it looks
dive into
like
the
we have
white paper.
2 more minutes.
We
I
got.
think that's
Let's do it. What do you
let's do
think?
it.
Get book, real white paper, pitch deck.
You know, just white paper, I guess. But this brings up an interesting question for maybe next week. Like, white paper is not the most feasible and most best use of our time if we have limited time.
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay, get book the lazy man's white paper, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of information here. So they've got like a pretty standard document type of like explanation. It even says V1.1. At least there's some transparency on like document control. But what are magical blocks? It's a token. In-game currency. It can be used for minting weapons, armor, and consumable items. Entry to PvP arenas, summoning or breeding NFT characters. So like NFT crafting, buying XP boosts, so maybe like eliminating a
mm,
barrier to progress, or that might be what you would refer to as pay to win, paying for NFT items, characters, and skins. So there's a lot of like there's decent utility and there's some weak utility. It's a interesting combination, I think.
yeah, that buying XP boost is very controversial from any gamers I know. Will probably not like that aspect of it, but
Mm.
maybe it's good for
And then
the economy of the game.
tokenomics, like this is unfortunately what a lot of people consider tokenomics to be, which is like fundraising rounds, distribution, and guess
Pie
what?
chart.
Investing. There it is. Yep, there it is. Oh, not a pie chart, or not a linear chart, but something similar. Okay, so yeah, we don't really have time to deep dive in this. Actually, we got 10 seconds left. Is there anything you want to see real quick before we
Check
stop?
Twitter. Check the marketing.
Okay, boom,
All
and
right.
that's the time. Okay, so I mean, 57,000 followers. Zogi
Quite a lot
Labs.
of
So this,
tweets too. 6,486 tweets. They've been around for a while.
that's reassuring.
Yeah. I mean,
And
without
the
looking in, not bad.
not great engagement.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind that ZogiLabs, this is like the parent company too, so it's not necessarily just for the game. I don't know if they have a separate Twitter for their game or for the studio.
That is a
Anyways,
good point. If they did, hopefully they link it up here. Boom. Okay, good marketing, guys. Good social media marketing. Okay. And so a much smaller size, but good visual content nonetheless.
yeah, not
Um,
bad. They know
all right.
marketing.
Not, and you know what? I applaud these guys. Maybe
I
going for
think,
organic engagement here. Good job. No bounty hunters. No promotional programs. This is good. All
well,
right,
you don't
man.
know that, but it looks like they're beta testing. They said they have 25K beta testers and they have an interesting launch strategy. So I will commend them on that. It looks like they've put a lot of thought into how they're going to launch this game and build their economy out and bring on users and gamers into the fold. I didn't see any guilds that they were partnered with, which is kind of interesting because that's like the
Hmm.
easiest low-hanging fruit for onboarding, first community. But I think that was 10 minutes and we can't consider any evidence that comes in after the fact. We have to stick to that 10 minutes. So I'll leave it with you first. What's your verdict? Would you invest in this or would you leave it be?
Man, this is an interesting one. I don't know. There must be a reason why they raised over $3 million and they have a self custody token launch. I think what I'd like to do is learn more about the game and understand like what happened behind the beta testing program, and maybe just take a deeper dive into like the finances, because this looks like it could be pretty good. And I like games, I like fun games, and I like game economies that add to that fun. So like I'd be willing to take a deeper dive on this. It's the first one I think on this series that I think I want to learn a little bit more about. What's your take?
I mean, as far as gameplay goes, I think the one we looked at a few weeks ago, Alaska Gold Rush, looked more my speed. It looked more interesting to me. But this looks like a well-made game from what the limited bit we saw. I'm not convinced that the token itself is a good investment, but that remains to be determined. Uh, I think I would also like to take more of a deep dive. Like I can't at least tell in 10 minutes that I wouldn't invest in this for sure. It's not, I'm leaning more towards no than yes, but I would like to see, you're right, like why are they raising so much money publicly? Do they have a big VC round or pre-seed private rounds, or are they doing a more decentralized raise? In that case, that's kind of cool, and I applaud that as well. If that's not the case, maybe they're just raising a lot of money to build out this lab, and who knows if they're raising equity for their company or if this is strictly just for this game, and they're going to do this in the future with other games, like rinse and repeat. So, yeah, I guess that's not a definitive answer. I'm leaning towards no, but I would definitely, if I'm an investor, I want to look more information. I want to see more about the marketing, customer acquisition, all that jazz. So who knows?
Yeah, good take. Good take. I think so. Maybe we're on the same page here. And the verdict, Legends of Bezogia, we commend you for doing a good job at creating an interesting and captivating pitch. I think this is something that's pretty cool, and it gives me Mario 64 vibes, and I love Mario 64. So I would definitely want to check it out a little bit more. But yeah, the token, like from what we saw, not the best value proposition. So maybe there's something else to it.
Yeah, like we said, you can't possibly understand the utility in 10 minutes, but if you can read everything about the utility in 10 minutes, also not a great sign. So I'm glad that that's the case here. You want to have a more complex token economy than a 10-minute token economy. Yeah, I think we also deserve some commendation because we actually kept that to 10 minutes. And I think this video will be under 15 minutes if I could stop talking soon. So, any
Yeah,
last
you know what?
words?
We did. I was biased by the Twitter, but I tried not to factor it in. Any last words, guys? Please drop some comments and let us know what projects that you want us to take a look at. Anything interesting coming up on your radar? We're open to everything. The only thing I would say maybe stay away from is like a complex layer one with a 57-page white paper. I don't know what we could do there in 10 minutes. But be sure to, like Carmelo says, do all the things like, subscribe, leave some comments and feedback below. And also let us know anything that we can do to make a more fun format for you. So, as always, thanks for watching. It is so much fun. And take it easy.
See you next week.